All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are going into Game 2 in the round of 32 between Pega and xHoLyHammerx. I, of course, am Harlequin. With me today is Mr. 5-Star General, and we're just kind of chilling out here. We saw some awesome Foot of Gork play last game, and here's the rematch. So we got xHoLyHammerx playing as the War Boss, Commissar Lord playing as Pega. 5-Star General, do you expect anything?
Wait, what?
What? What did I say?
Commissar Lord playing as Pega.
Yeah, of course. He is the driving force that is Pega. No, I don't know. But 5-Star, do you have any predictions of any sort of variances here, or do you think they're both just going to play that same build again and try to outsmart the other player?
Well, right now we're seeing the same early game setup from both players. But my prediction is that we're not going to see too many bunkers from Pega this game. I'm going to tell you why. It begins with foot and it ends with goal.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Those bunkers definitely didn't do anything last game. In fact, I think I saw more orcs in bunkers than I saw Imperial Guard in bunkers.
Well, it did, I guess on that front, because there were orcs and bunkers, it did force xHoLyHammerx to pay attention to them. It did force him to have squads in bunkers to deny them to Pega as opposed to capping. So there is kind of like a little bit of a side effect there. But yeah, the only time it was actually directly used in combat ended up being a horrible loss for Pega due to Foot of Gork.
Yes, and destruction on the eardrums of many viewers, which I'm okay with. We've got, once again, it looks like the Commissar Lord being nice and aggressive here, using up his shield, though. He's going to have to get out of there before he takes too much damage. Oh, using one last little bit of shield as he has regenerated some mana. But he's just pretty much just kind of causing some trouble right now for xHoLyHammerx. But as you said, exact same build orders for both players. We'll have to see if xHoLyHammerx is going to go for his Shooter Boys as well. Third Shooter Boy squad.
I kind of like how xHoLyHammerx does his 3x Shooter against Imperial Guard here. And this
Yeah.
maybe, I was mentioning the other game before, how 3x Shooter against 2x Sentinels can be a little interesting, because if you don't get the big shooters out, you have this issue of where actually the Sentinels are much more efficient at bleeding your shooters out, and you can actually kind of get stuck in this area where you have a very, very tough time of getting your tech up at all. So we see here that actually what xHoLyHammerx seems to be doing is getting one big shooter up, and then it looks like he's going to, if he is going to decide to actually get that third shooter squad, he's going to get that out and then get the rest of his big shooters up.
Yeah, big shooter, Slugger Boys. Everybody's just kind of chilling out here.
Oh, Luda actually received
Luda squad
Luda.
again. Oh, okay.
Shooter Luda.
I mean,
okay,
early
so
Luda squad.
this is actually my favorite Orc versus Imperial Guard build, where you get two Shooter Boys, both with big shooters, and then you grab a Luda, because it gives you a very nice transition into your tier 2 when, like, inevitably Pega gets that Chimera. That
You're ready to go.
Exactly, and the Luda is great against Imperial Guard because Sentinels can't just run up to it. It does too much damage. Guardsmen, when they're suppressed, do almost nothing. And Catechins are the only thing that can really deal with suppression teams for Imperial Guard here. We haven't seen Pega use them, like, at all.
Yeah, not a one.
Even if you do, they're still pretty terrible anti-suppression. They go ahead and use All Reliable, they knock back the setup team, they de-set it up, but then to actually get into melee and really disrupt the setup team, like, requires them to sprint a distance that they can't really do without some kind of help. So, it tends to come down more to flanking and stuff than it does any kind of direct setup counter. So setups tend to be pretty safe against Imperial Guard, and that's why Ludas, even though you don't see them a lot in a lot of other matchups, you will see them in this one.
Yeah, Luda's down south, setting up, suppressing a little bit on these. Oh, Guardsmen, by the way, putting up a multi-laser turret right next to that point.
War Boss,
they're going to be able to flank it, though. Yeah, that does not have enough of a firing arc to cover that. If he had rotated it, like, clockwise, like, 10, 20 more degrees, that would have been okay.
Yeah, it is probably going to catch these Sluggers, though, unawares.
Yeah.
And that could get him a couple model kills. It could pay for itself pretty quickly. But no, it's going to force him off, and it's going to allow him to get this point, and it's allowing him to maintain map control. So we are going to see now that xHoLyHammerx is going to go around the opposite side here. He's going to go ahead and deal with... Oh, he's...
Still okay, staying in it. There, yep. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, now he's figured that one out.
But now he's going to take time bringing this down. Remember, if Pega's on his game here, he's probably just going to let this die and cancel it at the last second. Okay, maybe not the last second, but... somewhere closer. So now we're going to see a third shooter boy from xHoLyHammerx. So it seems like what xHoLyHammerx is going for here is shooter, Luda, shooter. Maybe this, I'm not sure if maybe, this could also just be in recognition to what happened.
Oh, and the Guardsman squad goes down.
Ooh. Not
nice
getting
little
out
shot there from the war boss right at the end there.
Yeah, but up there.
Oh, Mr. Warboss. Mr. Warboss taking lots of damage there. Looks like he should be okay, though, for the time being. The loot is just out of range, I guess, of those Sentinels. Not quite firing. There they go.
Yeah, they're getting a few shots off. They do have a bit of a reload time on them that, well, it's one of many things that makes them a little less desirable than other setup teams in some instances. Now, they can infiltrate those. We'll see if xHoLyHammerx decides to utilize that at all. Probably not too helpful at the moment because he probably can't really move it here, but you know, obviously Pega knows exactly where it is. Oh, we are seeing catechins though, so Pega is going to go ahead and try to directly deal with this Luda rather than just using that extra 40 power to fast tech to tier 2. I actually would have expected him to just go tier 2 and get the Chimera, which would have dealt with the suppression issue because the Luda would have had to become a beamy Luda at that point, as opposed to remaining, you know, in its suppression form, and or if it wouldn't become a beamy Luda, then, you know, something would have to deal with the Chimera. Maybe nothing would. He'd be able to just walk right up to it, move his forces around it, but
kill it. Yeah. Yeah, so this is interesting variations here. So xHoLyHammerx, realizing that his superior ranged power was the strength from last game, just went straight to the Ludas, and it has just totally forced Pega kind of out of his comfort zone. I think it was an improvement for xHoLyHammerx, and not necessarily something that that Pega wanted to have to deal with catechins. But you know, he's a really competent player, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just, you know, owns up with catechins here. They are pretty powerful units.
yeah, we are seeing in the meantime that it seems like xHoLyHammerx has the victory point lead, I believe, because I'm looking at this bottom victory point and like the colors are properly aligned, so that usually indicates that
yes, I believe
things
we are in
should be
agreement
good.
here. Yeah, xHoLyHammerx should be at 494 points with one victory point, now 0. Okay. And I'm wrong? No. Okay, he just capped the middle one too. Okay, it looked like that was wrong there, but I think it's good.
Yeah, we have the decapping of the bottom from the Sentinels, the double Sentinels kind of roaming around, decapping everything. A little surprised that these catechin doubles are idle. Okay, now they're moving out for Pega here. I was kind of just looking at the camera here at those catechins, which I feel like Pega has to make those do something now because he has invested a lot in them. He could have gone to tier 2 a little ahead of xHoLyHammerx here, but he's decided not to do that. He's decided to get the catechins. They've got to prove their worth for him to justify this choice now.
I think we saw a little bit of old reliable out of the catechins right there for a second
did.
on those shooter boys.
But we still made
Commissar.
Commissar Lord go down, bully. Nope.
Oh, Warbot's getting knocked back by that explosive shot just a little bit there as well. The Luda's being forced on out of there.
Yeah, we got Sentinels though taking a lot of fire
damage
from big shooters here though.